I hope you're doing well, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we met our client Will Powers, who is being accused of killing his co-worker. I believe his name is Jack Hammer, which is a fantastic name. We didn't really find any evidence that would prove he didn't do it. And I'm going to be honest, I know he didn't do it, but even I think he did it. And that's not a good look going into trial day, so I'm not sure what's going to happen next. But yeah, let's just roll right into it. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court. Courtroom number 4. Hey, Edward's back. I was wondering about that, because it didn't introduce any new prosecutor. So I think we're just gonna keep going with Edward from here on out, probably.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show that the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. Impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. But we did see that open grate, so someone really small could have still done it. I'm holding on to that. I remember that sewer grate because I remember having to spend an hour like editing that one clip going,
Hiya, Georgie!
The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. Wait, has he ever done an opening statement before? Because I don't remember that being a thing. This is almost like an actual courtroom. I see.
Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Hey, our boy! We like Gumshoe in this household. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it is important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The lady that works at the studios is here at 1 p.m. on that day. Yeah, we met her yesterday, and she said that the only person you ever saw coming in was Will Powers himself. Which is a problem for us. Past the security station, there is a gate, you see. Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. She didn't do it, did she? I have a bad feeling. But I'm gonna be like that with everyone we meet, regardless of if they're suspicious or not, because I just get that feeling, like, we don't know who it is, it could be anyone. Like, we don't know who it is. Well, you might. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. I'm hoping it's her. Not because I think she did it, but because I just want to pin it on her. Let's jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. Production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal is cancelled. Time of death was 2:30 p.m. Also, I don't know if I picked up on this last episode, but there's no blood in that wound. Unless that muscle is just part of his costume. Yeah, that's probably it. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No. No, oh, I always clicked listen again. I think I could probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, why do kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I mean, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call this security officer to the stand. Oh no, please. Don't bring her back. He's back. Will the witness declare her name?
Hmm? Why, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Ugh.
There is so much wrong with that sentence, I don't know where to start. Your name, please. Seems Edward has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
From the Oldbag, dearie. But just call me. Oh god, even when I was young. Oh, hold on to admit. Believe it, there was a sport cabin shows coming during. Oh no, back well.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. I'm actually with Edward on this one.
Objection sustained. Witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? You see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have had to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony.
You sure is one hell of an Oldbag phoenix. Witness's account. It's time.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m.
Yep.
Old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since that morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning.
That was a weird thing to interject.
Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to that guard station.
Wait, I'm having a thought, but I want to see how it plays out first.
I was at the main gate from then till 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walks right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, the man right there, and he was walking toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, something stuck out to me there, and I'm gonna press everything, because that's what you do. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station 1 p.m. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Okay, this is where my thought process was. But I wasn't sure if it, like, held any weight, because anyone could have gone in, but everyone knew who was in there already. But still, there could have been someone in the shadows, I think. But I don't know who it would be.
Well, there was a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. What you're saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station?
Old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning.
A run-through? I was hoping he'd question, like, and the rest. Because that's kind of vague.
I got the basics figured out by noon. We're supposed to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5 o'clock. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
The Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? Wait, was he just, like, helping us a little bit there?
Well, I had some errands to run that morning.
Yeah, this is what caught my eye the first time. What errands would... I realize it's not really that, important, but it's suspicious. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
One more question I have for you. Did you finish those errands? Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Howard Powers. Observing, you know?
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
Someone could have climbed over it. Maybe. Or again, the vent. Not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right?
Oh, I was supposed to be questioning all of that. Okay. Did you see the victim then?
Did I see Paul and Hammer?
Nope.
He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next. At the main gate from then until 5. So you're watching there the whole time. No breaks, not even a second?
Of course, I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch you get and eat donuts at the same time.
Snipperwep. Snipperwepper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. I don't think she ever had it to begin with.
So the witness was on guard duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man... Wait. Murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right?
Press that. How did you know that?
I have my ways. That overjust young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. He asked me that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Hey, that's Gumshoe. Be nice to him. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Poor guy.
Interesting me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m.
That's that? 2 o'clock, you're sure? For a spit?
Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Ah, now, don't you get your skivvies on the bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
So old.
It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Got wax in you, Sonny?
Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again, it was him.
Well, if the game wants me to present something... Okay, let me look through this real quick, because it's been a little bit. It's been a couple days. Wait. How would she have known it was him? And I'm just noticing this too. Hold on. Right there. That costume is much too big for whoever's wearing it. The legs are kind of like dragging behind. Yeah, show that. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Or, I mean, Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Nihil, Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Everyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No. No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder... He's losing his composure really quick. This is gonna sound weird, but I like seeing him squirm. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. That didn't occur to her? I mean, it also didn't occur to me until I just saw the picture again, but she had the picture the whole time! And she saw him in person.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
And stop acting like it. No one in this courtroom is accusing of you, that Miss, Witness. Having trouble calling their Oldbag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Powers, do you? That was the old man. Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even after the surprise? The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. I was hard to know everyone would be so nosy. You should be ashamed, all of you. This is a courtroom. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. Told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. He's good.
Let's hear about your proof, then.
The man in the photo.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprayed his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. He's dragging his leg.
It doesn't look like he's limping. It looks like his entire leg is limp. Like I said, it is clearly way too big.
He's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers, happy?
No, because what about the other one?
So he'd sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her till she squeals.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you.
That's weird.
Whippersnapper!
I haven't even said anything yet.
Oh, you know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. You today, always whining about each other, pointing fingers at swinging
I can't keep up. Mr. Wright. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I'm trying. She does it on her own. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's still samurai, and poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing?
Wait, wasn't the one lady there too? The producer or whatever?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant? Yeah, her.
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then?
I saw Powers trip and fall.
Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think, he's supposed to be still samurai. What a laugh. The Powers sprained his ankle. Help make it better for him, of course. You help make it better? Kissed it where it hurt.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Powers. You deserved better.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Your Honor, I would like to move that my defendant has suffered enough. Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? Oh, her. She was cleaning backdrops, I think. Didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. Broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
Samurai spear, the murder weapon?
Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
Strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Okay, so it was mended with duct tape then.
Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot? Dragging both feet? Because we very clearly saw he was dragging both feet. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there's one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where's the steel samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai costume was Mr. Will Powers. Is it?
I suppose that's right.
You sure, Your Honor? Think we object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, and we have to agree. Photo shows a Steel Samurai. No one in this order can we see Mr. Willpower. Hans has a point. I will also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. You have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. And this account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. You didn't see Will Powers, so you saw the samurai costume. If they had, I would have seen him. So if no one else went to the studio, I found his voice again. Started the judge fans out there. I've been butchering the poor guy. So if no one else went to the studio, then would it have to be the Steel Samurai who did it? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. There we go. Judge's voice is back. When this account continued. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? How do you know that? We asked that last time. Oh, the only person saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers? Are you absolutely sure? He's just gonna say yes. Oh, quiet, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there? What about before you got to the guard station? We're just talking in circles at this point. You mean before 1 o'clock? Everyone was in the employee area before then. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. That's an easily jumpable gate. Like, easily jumpable. I could jump that. Not to mention, if I had, I would have seen him. Oh, you weren't there yet. Are you sure? Stop asking that. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. Let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Even he didn't like that one. Oh, old Windbag sure has balls. Or, I mean, you know what I mean. Old wingbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. That matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. This is not the time to bully Maya. Okay, so it's just gonna keep looping. Present that again. No, present that. I wanted to present it. Hold on. Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. Here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, it might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. But on the back of the photo, I printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. Photo 2! That's what was wrong with it. God, okay, so there's another photo somewhere. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. Photo 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it really was the only photo? I'll be honest, I kind of looked into this one. Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. But there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for this other photo? She could have. Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Eh? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
Camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Is she gonna reveal that she killed him?
Whippersnapper?
That didn't matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
So whoever passed by had to have been it.
I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person. Who could it have been?
Every day after I finish guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Pretty important detail to just forget. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this returned for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. You expected this and you didn't say anything? Some help you are. I know I said it was too early to be blowing Maya, but she deserved it then. The other person. Every day after I finish guard duty, just one other important job to do. Press it, might as well. Another job. Well, we know what this is.
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. Look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating.
There aren't any photos that aren't suspicious. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking little Powers photo, did I?
Yeah, you touched the other one. I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Yeah, tell us more about that one. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys.
Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. What was there that day?
Wait a sec, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes in the play area.
Yeah, we saw that. Right there. Okay, it's been loose for a while. Leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... They're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? Yeah, a kid could probably fit through there. So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably second or third grade. What? Yeah, I don't think a kid killed him. So I don't know where this is gonna lead.
Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on the way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. I lost his voice again, I'm sorry. Right, as I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I'd erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. No, it doesn't! Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And don't forget vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, hi. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? Steel Samurai costume was off at the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You take better care of that stuff. Couldn't imagine anyone want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? At this rate, the chair. It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. I thought I was gonna say we pay you for more time. The judge looks like he'd take a bribe. By targeting someone else, like we'd conceivably have done this. Right. It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick up the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does this mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. What we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. That's all it does! You accuse someone who's obviously innocent, you'll be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Could have conceivably been the assistant. It could have been the assistant. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. You're serious? You've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? I mean, I'm not one for the show myself, but I wouldn't call it lame. He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury. Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me. What about the assistant? What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. Didn't know about Powers' ankle.
The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look the Steel Samurai look with that costume, but she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. He wouldn't have limped. I can't take the legs out from under that case.
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
May we move on, Mr. Wright?
This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. Who was this person on the Miss Powers that could have committed murder? The security lady, maybe. Yeah, she was there. She was there when she wasn't supposed to be there. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Ooh? Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. That makes much more sense. Now that I actually hear it out loud. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper? Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. Could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through trouble wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. That does make sense.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here, Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
Yeah, his views turned quiet. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so y'all think I did it? Is that it? Edge boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now it's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further, give Granny a break. Press further. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case could be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible, poor Hammer?
Forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. I don't think she has anything but hard feelings.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade school. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure?
He wouldn't have been able to lift the spear, remember?
Or is it being nice to kids mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof? Indeed? And let's see this proof, Mr. Wright.
My voice went up and down at the same time. I don't know how it did that.
Indeed. And let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder.
Murder weapon. Yeah, like I said, he couldn't have done it because it said that the staff was too, or the spear was too big. Your Honor? The murder weapon was a samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
It's also... No, I was going more that it was way too heavy for him. Unless the kid's like benching 350. Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find more about your witness, Miss Wendy... What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
But the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Wait
a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree.
Me?
I'm talking.
No one wants me to talk anymore. Oh great, stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Why is my new favorite character?
This Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, you must know there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Oh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify!
Oh, I thought we were done. I thought we were free.
Global Studios wanted me to keep... Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been in the studios that day. If they're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
We've got some new suspects!
Miss Oldbag! This is crucial information! Why did you keep this from the court till now? Ain't you been listening? Told me to shut my trap and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. What? So you're told not to talk?
That's right. By the studio and TV bigwigs, no less.
So it could have been one of them. Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We're all in on it.
There were some other people in the studios on the day of the murder. Who? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? I should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of the action scene without a director? That does make sense now I think about it. I can't believe I didn't think about that, actually. Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
I'm surprised, and even I didn't think about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employer all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer on lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where?
Oh, in Studio 2 trailer. I forgot to do it for us. I'm sorry.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Yes, Phoenix. It was one we're not supposed to go to. Wait, is that why we weren't supposed to go there? Because they were there?
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left.
Path where the monkey's head was fallen over. I still don't believe that's a monkey.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but yeah, keep going. What's the harm it could do? They said they had nothing to do with it. Okay. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convinced about not having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
They bribed her. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Oh, keep going. Yeah, no harm in getting as much info as you can. And they hadn't been used that day? So they were actually in the studio? Yeah, we know that.
Yes, the whole day. When they hadn't heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
is insanely suspicious. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. So, a lot of my friends before I got in Days of Eternity, they were talking about how much they loved Edgeworth. I'm starting to see it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. Oh, I can't present anything anyway. I don't need to present. Yeah, take a break. Your Honor? Yeah, I've learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag. And more information about these other people we've just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the days preceding the trial, Mr. Will Powers. Will Powers, Sonny. Yeah, I'm going back to this voice form. This is much easier on my voice. That is all. This court is adjourned. Yeah, the other voice hurts way too much for me to do. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was trying to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. How did you just say asterisk with your mouth? Or should I... Please don't sniff people. With or without permission, we'll be going down to the studios to do more investigating. We have to find more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up the next trial as witnesses for certain. Now is my chance to get material for the cross-examination. Yeah, Powers would know something about them, wouldn't he? I mean, he's literally the start of their show. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? You were there! No, we didn't! Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just finding time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag, I feel sorry for her. But she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. Be continued. Ooh, things are heating up. Save progress? Absolutely. Abso-frickin-lutely. So we've gotten some new suspects. We don't know much about them yet. But we do know that they bribed Miss Oldbag to keep quiet about them being there. And that is insanely suspicious. We do have that one kid that she brought up that we know nothing about either. We have so many people we don't know anything about. So I don't know how this is gonna go. But I'm super excited to find out. But I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you did. And I'll see you all next time. Have a good one, y'all.